Hello, my name is Tim Toomey. I'm here to talk to you a little bit today about the CPP exam. The reason I'm making these videos is because when I study for a particular course or study, I like to read and instruct other people on it. It makes me master the subject material better. Now, I'm here, I'm going to talk to you today a little bit about the CPP exam. Just a little bit about myself that matters or doesn't matter to some people. I'm a retired sergeant in New York City Police Department. I retired from the Intelligence Division. I'm also a New York State certified instructor for security guards. When I retired, I had my own training company for a couple of years, and I was working that. And then I went back into the industry of security, where I was a manager at the NASDAQ, security manager at the NASDAQ for a while. And then I was uh, working for the federal government for a while, well, approximately 5 years, working with the federal government as a contract security officer. I was managing uh, the security guards in 26 Federal Plaza in Manhattan. Basically, if you ever been there, it's just like the airport. Everyone's got to go through a TSA type screening. We look at the packages and we look at the items coming into the building to make sure the building remains secure. Any given day, there would be probably about at least 60 guards assigned to the building between all the courtrooms and various locations just within that building. And they also were responsible for all the security at any Social Security office throughout Lower Manhattan and the Bronx and Yonkers. I don't know if it's that way anymore. That's when I was there. And it was a very high profile location, and security was held at to a very high standard. We reported to the Federal Protection Service. Like I said before, I am also a certified trainer of security guards. I've had that designation now for about 15 years. I used to train a lot of security guards throughout Long Island and New York. Now I'm basically just working at one location in Long Island. And today I am starting to study for the CPP exam. And I just want to go through the motions of what it takes to get the CPP exam designation, Certified Protection Professional. That's what CPP stands for. Certified Protection Professional is a internationally it's an internationally recognized certificate. And why does it matter to have the CPP? Like I said, it's internationally recognized all over the globe. It's recognized as one of the top tiers certificates to have as on your resume. Someone sees you got a degree in security management, that's nice, but they see you have the CPP exam certification with it, we'll step it up a little bit higher, okay? Um, it will help you with your career growth, helps you with credibility, that you do know what you're doing and you have an understanding of the nuances of what it takes to be a corporate security person, all right? Uh, and basically, there are 7 domains involved with the exam. It opens doors to leadership roles that may not have been open to you before if you did not have the designation. And like I said before, it enhances your professional and federal credibility and your career opportunities. It'll advance you, okay? Now, there are eligibility for to take the exam. There are a couple of key points you got to remember with this. You can go to the website. These particular things are always changing. They change almost on a daily, I won't say daily basis, but every few years they do change. The last time I checked, The option one, you have 7 years security experience. Now, this is a very broad definition of 7 years experience. If you're retired from the military, they count that. If you're a retired police officer, they count that. If you're a retired law enforcement officer, they count that, whether it's corrections. Um, and the option two is uh, bachelor's degree or higher and 5 years experience. And it says 3 years of experience in responsible charge. And that's a very strange type thing. You want to make sure basically that you've been working in the industry for a while. You understand what the nuances of the security into industry is before you take the exam. Again, like I said, go to their website. They do have a booklet that you can download and explains everything regarding what it takes to get your CPP exam. And you may have to write a letter explaining what uh, your in charge designation was. It could be something as simple as the person that's managing 2 or 3 guards at one location, but you've been there 7 years and you have full experience on what it takes to manage a location. That's the whole thing. They want you to be someone that's in charge. Okay, now get a little bit on to with the CPP exam. Okay, there are seven domains in the CPP exam. All right. And recently, last couple of years, this has changed. Uh, so the seven domains are security principles and practices. All right. This is the largest area of the exam. Business principles and practices. There's a lot of business aspects when it comes to security. You have to have a full understanding of, you know, cost benefit ratio. What is the cost benefit ratio of me opening up another post at a site? I mean, is this going to be profitable for the company? Investigations. Could be simple investigations as common theft, or it could be something a lot more involved, such as uh, people taking bribes to purchase things from certain entities. I mean, I've been involved in all different aspects of investigations, from simple theft from a locker to having to investigate possible corruption within the ranks of an organization. So these are very serious allegations. You want to make sure you have all your ducks in a row. You want to make sure you have all the evidence. And well, what they do when they go over some of these areas, you want to involve law enforcement? Do you want to just have the person terminated? What is the objective of what is the objective of the investigation? And most corporations really don't want to involve law enforcement because the court aspects of it is sometimes very drawn out. Personnel security, protecting the people that work at the location. This is the goes in with the physical security next to it, but personnel, they are uh, one of the key roles of any organization. You can have a piece of equipment damaged, uh, and you can replace the piece of equipment. But a person gets injured, it changes the whole thing dramatically because this person may be sick for a long time, and other workers do not feel safe at the location. So personal security is paramount pretty much for all locations. And that goes hand in hand with the next sub, physical security. You want the location to be remain physically secure, protect the personnel inside. And one of as well, excuse, just back up a little bit. Physical security also includes damage to inventory, damage to physical location itself. I mean, if someone comes in and breaks a piece of equipment that shuts down the operation of the corporation for, let's say, 3 months, that has a whole ripple effect. You may be supplying other companies with equipment that they need for manufacturing. And guess what? You go 3 months without a piece of equipment, this is going to affect your bottom line. That means there's a source of income that's cut off. So that physical security is very important. And you have to do your risk assessment, which goes through security principles and practices, the risk assessment of all the pieces of equipment inside your thing. These all go hand in hand with being a security directive. Information security. Okay. A lot of people think information security. Oh, yes, protecting everyone's social security numbers, dates of birth, data breaches on those are very important. But what about your processes of making certain materials? What about your designs of certain materials? What about confidential information that, when I worked in the federal building, confidential information that may be for a trial or maybe leaked to the press? So these are all things that are information security, and that's why in the federal buildings, anyone that would put a screwdriver to a piece of wire had to be cleared because they don't know how they're going to tap into the network or anything like that. And the last but least is crisis management. Crisis management is a major disaster that happens. We lived in the New York City area. We lived through Superstorm Sandy, 9/11. Can a company afford to be shut down for a month because they got a foot of water in the basement of the building that's damaged a lot of equipment? Or never mind the Superstorm Sandy, the first floor of your location gets wiped out and all your servers and everything are on the first floor. So what do you do to prepare for a crisis that happens? What do you do if your employees have to be locked down for, let's say, 2 or 3 days inside the location because it's unsafe for them to leave, but it's safer to stay there? You have food supplies. You have areas for them to take care of personal needs, take a shower, or something like that. These are all things you have to consider. And you have to look at your location and doing what they call that risk assessment before, which comes back to security principles and practices. Uh, you have the ability to do that. Or if you're a manufacturing company, you have a chemical leak. You have the uh, means to decontaminate all the personnel that may be involved with it. So these are all important things you got to keep in mind. Okay, so these are all areas that, okay. Uh, by the end of this thing, I'm going to talk to you. You can have some, this little lesson today. Understand and apply the 7 domains, recognize the CPP and the question style. And, okay, now, me personally, uh, I like to use a 3-step learning process. All right. One is you learn the material. So basically, lecture. Now apply the material. I like to give examples on how these learned materials are applied. So might be stories. The stories help stories help human beings have a visual reference to attach the concepts to. And as a story is being told to you, your mind is automatically formatting how it applies to your particular situation. So story tells you a little bit about what's going on. It tells you a little bit about the learned concept. The concept is learned, and the examples are help you apply it, right? And then later on, I'd like to give a test on this. And basically, everything that this material I'm giving you is to pass the CPP exam test. Doesn't matter, that's the main objective of everything here to pass. Some mock exams, I'll give mock tests at the end of all of this. Every week I'll get 10 or 15 questions on the items that I talked about. All right. And then we'll give a test. All right. So learn, apply, and test. So learning, applying it, give you case. I think a lot of colleges call it case studies, but there's a lot of case studies in the thing. Okay. All right. So sometimes I might give a pre-test. So I'd ask you to go to a website, take a pre-test to heighten your awareness of what might be coming up. And when you'll be learning, it kind of like prepares you mentally what I should be absorbing from this particular class. Uh, okay, now that was a brief overview of the CPP journey and the different portions of the test that you will have to understand to pass the test, some of the qualifications that you need for the test. And in the training industry, we call this a recap, going over the learned stuff I just told you. There's seven domains, a little bit about each domain, how all these domains interweave with each other. And that's probably the hardest thing about studying for this exam. It's hard to say that this is one portion. Okay, this is section one, but section one also, let's say, principles regarding security principles and business principles. They go along with crisis management. You have to have a deep understanding of those principles and what it's going to cost you in a crisis, because let's face it, every business comes down to one thing, and that's profitability. All right. Uh, and you, as a security professional, have to understand that. You can leave everything behind that regarding, you know, guarding the front. That's important. Guarding the front door. Make sure no adversaries get, or person with a malevolent thought process gets into the location. Uh, and that's very important. But as a security director, you have to look at the total picture of what security implies. And that's what this exam prepares you for. That's what this course put together, or not course, the series of videos that I'm putting together would prepare you for. So there'll be a lot of base information I give you at the beginning. And you're going to say, wow, this stuff is boring, which it is. But when you apply it to your real life situations, it doesn't become boring. So that's my first video regarding studying for the CPP exam. I know it's a little bit long, and I hope you'll join us on the journey regarding this. You join me on the journey to getting the CPP certification to advance yourself, advance your career. And let's be honest, you want to be more professional at your career, and it's going to help you put money in your pocket at the end of the day. Uh, so I hope everyone enjoyed this. I'm going to go on to the next video shortly, and this will be my first video I'm presenting. I hope it's good. I don't know. I've never done this before. So I'm a newbie at this, and maybe I'll revisit this video, and we'll see what happens. So I hope you enjoy it. Watch for the next video. Okay. Thank you.